Welcome back. So most investors are not so great at managing risk. They seem to sell when they should buy, and they buy when they should sell. Now, as you get older, this kind of behavior can be detrimental to your retirement planning. And joining us is Scott Hodson in Salt Lake City, Utah. Scott, let's begin by talking about how you typically transition a portfolio to retirement.
That's a good question, Scott. Each situation is different. A lot of times people want to take their money and stick it underneath their mattress and try to hold on to it as long as possible. And sometimes in retirement we have to take a little bit of risk, even though we're in that retirement stage.
So Scott, besides market risk, what are some of the other risks that people need to consider when planning?
There's a lot of different risk out there. One, inflation risk, the risk of running out of money. It's one fear that most retirees have. Another risk is taxation risk. Knowing where you're at tax-wise today will ultimately help you later on with your tax situation. And trying to avoid that tax as much as possible, it's one of the biggest costs to our money.
So we often talk about how risk tolerances can change as we get closer to retirement. What about those clients, for example, who need growth but don't want to accept any risk? What are their options?
Yeah, there's a lot of strategies out there. Nowadays, the bond market's not very good. CDs aren't paying very well. There's some insurance strategies out there where you have upside potential with no market risk or downside to your account. So you keep your accumulation, but also have that upside in that account.
Scott, thanks again.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
That was Scott Hodson, who practices in Salt Lake City, Utah, and you're watching Retirement News Online.